Well, welcome to Beans, Brews and Bread for February. We are now ever so close to the end of winter and we're getting really nice and close to spring, which is a great time when you start getting close about 4 to 6 weeks before your final frost is for chitting your seed potatoes. So let's go and have a look. So, chitting seed potatoes. Should you do it or not do it? Well, the advantage for chitting your seed potatoes is that you can actually get some good control over the start of your first early and second early potatoes. You don't have to do it. It just ensures that you've got viable seed potato, to make sure that you've got the right number of shoots that you want on each tuber. Some people will go for maybe 1, 2 or 3 to give you small, medium or large, depending on how many shoots you let go. The lower the number, in theory, I think the bigger the size potato is, but technically I suppose the smaller the yield. It also lets you time when you can get them into the ground. You can choose to get them in sooner or later, towards your last frost date. You can cover them with fleece or other protection, but it will let you control the process a bit better. Otherwise, if you're just putting your seed potatoes into the ground without chitting, then you don't know if you've got viable seed, for one. Secondly, you don't have any control over how many shoots are going to come up from the plant and the size of the potato or yield. Also, it depends how you're actually going to plant them as well. I think if you're just doing no dig and you're just kind of slotting them in, or using a dibber or like a bulb planter to get them in, then you can dislodge the shoots as you're trying to get them in a relatively small hole into the ground. If on the other hand you're trenching, then you can obviously get them in quite nice and easy, and you don't run the risk quite so much of breaking the shoots off when you get them planted in. Important though, when you do get your seed potatoes, if you order them in advance, little tip: if you do order them online and you get them in advance, you can actually choose to delay the time that you get the delivery. You don't have to get them in December or early January unless you particularly want to have the control of the process for chitting. But I delayed these to come at the very last possible time, so you're kind of leaving the control in cold storage to the company you're purchasing from, and then they can send them to you to get them chitted if you wish. Second important tip is to get them out of the bag as soon as you get them, because Murphy's Law dictates you'll forget, the chits start to develop and they can start to poke through this sort of fine mesh, and getting them out actually risks damaging the tubers and the chits. So get them out of the bag and then just get them into like a egg carton or a small like a gravel tray or something like that, and get them in. We've got to go somewhere moderately light and not massive swings in temperatures, otherwise you tend to get those really long white spindly ones where you've left the potatoes in the dark cupboard, and they're no good to anybody. I have left them really long. There's actually a video of me planting some a few years ago where the shoots were really, really long. It was a variety I couldn't get anywhere else. I had to get them and purchase them and get them here, and those shoots were really long. I had to bury them quite deep to be able to get those shoots in the ground, but they did okay and we didn't do too bad. So we're going to get these into the this egg tray here. Just get the bag open. As you might be able to see here, these are the chits here. The short, stubby, green little shoots that come out. This is the perfect kind of size for a seed potato, about the size of an egg. Obviously, this is the rose end, or it's called the rose end, where most of the shoots come out. And when you place them into the box, obviously you want to have the shoot end up. So get them into the box again. Some really nice little shoots on that one. That's probably about 3 or 4 maybe. You can see them. Now, obviously size will vary. A little bit smaller than an egg maybe. This one, a little on the big side. What I like to do is try and get them cut down a bit if you can. The idea is to try and get them more or less in half size. And you can see here, there's some shoots there, and there's a shoot there. Now you could, in theory, bisect the potato in half, and you get shoots from that side and shoots from that point as well. So the idea is to try and get them more or less cut in half, and then you've got two potatoes, two seed potatoes, you'll get two plants. So that's another way of also letting your seed potatoes go a little bit further. You can get more yield that way. If you can, try and get those dipped in like wood ash or something like that. Apparently that will help dry them out, and they can then get put in the seed tray ready for chitting. So great time to start looking. Look online, still plenty of choice and availability at the moment. Look at your local garden centre. I've got a local one. We've got some great choice. Also bringing some new ones in, sort of the more the main crop varieties like your Sarpo Mira and your blight resistant varieties. So they kind of start off with the first earlies and second earlies and salad, and then they start bringing a bit more the stock in for the main crop as that starts to shift. But great crop to start the year with, potatoes. It's great for clearing new land if you've only got a brand new allotment. So any newbies out there, start with potatoes. Advantage of that is that you can choose to dig or no dig, get an area cleared as you harvest your potatoes. They also apparently help to cut down on weeds. I didn't find that very much last year. A really weedy potato patch, but we got some decent yields. Obviously, when you do harvest, then you are invariably digging to an extent, and it also helps clear out some of the weeds as well. So a little tip there as well. But if you decide to do some potatoes this year, then write down in the comments below. I'd like to know what varieties you've gone for. I've gone for here, this is Swift. It's one of the very first earlies. You can get crops, I think, as quickly as within 12 weeks. So put a few in some bags, get some in at the allotment as well, in some trenches, and we'll see how things go. But if you like the video, grateful if you give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you for the next video next time. Bye!